great pleasure for me today to talk about our new project. So this is something that was never shown before, so you are the first ones. It's a new Stanford and Zurich Global Center for Sustainable Digital Finance. So this is not a startup. This is a center that is really focusing on research and innovation and creating impact in that field. It tries to solve one major problem. You're maybe all well familiar with a so-called Carbon Barbell. This one says that we have kind of something left in terms of our carbon footprint of approximately 1,000 gigatons. The problem is that if you look at the real economy right now, as the companies are operating, it's probably about 2,500 gigatons what these companies emit. So there is a huge gap. So it is really the need for innovation at that point. This requires, on the one hand, to transform the existing corporations, but on the other hand, which is, I think, even more important, to really focus on the new innovations, of more radical ones, where we really go into the startup sector. So if you look into especially the field of FinTech at the moment, you can find probably more than 20,000 FinTech startups worldwide. Only a few of them, approximately 150 or so, are really focusing on sustainable FinTech. So this is only a very small fraction of what we are seeing out there. So the market is really huge, as what we are seeing at the moment, in terms of regulators that are stepping in and also applying new rules to the markets from a global level. So this turns out to be the next big thing here. And we think that it requires a new form of how we innovate. At the moment, we currently very much focus on more incremental innovations, meaning we are increasing the status quo in terms of improving processes, improving carbon footprint reporting, and so on. In order to really come up with more radical solutions, we need to start in the very first ideation part here. So really come up with novel ideas, really starting on the green field. So for that, this also requires acceleration in the next step, and also then incubation. So the whole value chain in terms of innovation needs to be restructured and redefined. And we think that by pulling together the expertise and the knowledge of two big innovation hubs, Stanford and Zurich here, is one of the real competitive advantages that we have here. So what are the benefits if you want to be part of that story? So as I said, this is not a traditional startup that we are building here. It's more of a center. So you can be part of that journey if you invest in it, gaining an advisory board seat. You can also gain global thought leadership, be very first hand. Gaining also kind of a first mover advantage, because you will be the first ones that really see what is happening out there. Of course, you can be part of that whole journey. So I think it's a very exciting moment. It's a very early part, a very early stage project. So we will launch that by next year, and currently also reach out to certain partners. It'll be a great pleasure to discuss if that is something for you, as it really redefines how we talk about sustainable FinTech in the future. Thank you very much.
Are there any questions?
What would be a good example of sustainable FinTech in your eyes?
Well, there are so many out there. At least ideas that you could have. You could track companies' supply chains over blockchains. You could measure climate footprints and put them into evaluations of portfolios. We saw some other examples here already. But of course, if I would know what to invent, I would not stand here. So this is something we want to explore here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I just quickly wanted to ask what sort of opportunities startups have to engage with you. Obviously, I see the opportunities here, but
yes.
Are you already ready to receive proposals for how we could use your skills and academic network to eventually accelerate some research areas that we think are important?
Yeah, it is possible to write emails already, so that is possible. But as we start in the beginning of next year, you will probably have to wait a little bit.
Thanks.
Yeah.